You know, there are rivalries in sports, and then there is Chelsea versus Arsenal. This classic English football feud has always been, well, intense, but now it's got a distinctly American flavor. Some of the top US stars have crossed the Atlantic, and they've turned this London derby into a genuine global showdown. So let's break down how this all happened and what it really means for the future of the game.
I mean, this one line right here, it really says it all. The rivalry, crossing the Atlantic, isn't just some clever headline. It's a sign of a massive shift in where the talent, the money, and all the attention is flowing in women's professional soccer.
And that's the key, right? This isn't just about two clubs in London anymore. This rivalry has become a global showcase. It's like a magnetic force pulling in the absolute best players on the planet. And smack dab in the middle of this new battleground are some of America's biggest soccer stars. So, how did we get here? Well, it all started with this wave of top-tier American talent making these huge, career-defining choices, deciding to trade the familiar fields of the NWSL for the historic stadiums of England's Women's Super League. And listen, we are not talking about just any players. We're talking about pillars of the U.S. women's national team. You've got Alyssa Thompson, the absolute speed demon of a forward, and Naomi Girma, who's honestly one of the best defenders in the world, both suiting up for Chelsea. And who's facing them? Their own national team colleague, the incredible defender Emily Fox, locking things down for Arsenal. So what's the why behind all these moves? Look, the NWSL is an amazing, super competitive league. But Europe offers the allure of these historic competitions like the Champions League. That's the pinnacle of club football. And let's be honest, the money is different. When you're backed by these massive men's clubs, the potential for higher salaries it's on another level. Alyssa Thompson's career is the perfect example of this whole trend. Her journey is just incredible. I mean, going from the youngest #1 draft pick in NWSL history, a total hometown hero in LA, to making this massive leap to one of Europe's true giants, it's amazing. And this just shows you the kind of financial power we're talking about now in the women's game. Chelsea didn't just sign her, they absolutely smashed their club record, paying a fee that could hit £1.5 million. That's a statement. That's proof of just how valuable top American talent is on the world stage right now. But see, these players aren't just joining any old clubs. Oh no, they are stepping directly into the fire of one of the most historic and intense rivalries in all of football. This isn't just another game on the calendar. This is a showdown with decades of history boiling behind it. For more than a decade, Chelsea and Arsenal have basically been the two titans of English women's football. They are constantly battling it out for the biggest prizes. And that has created this deep, intense rivalry just packed with drama, unforgettable moments, and, believe me, very little love lost between the two sides. The history between these two is literally written in silverware. They don't just compete in the league. They always seem to meet in these high-stakes, do-or-die finals at legendary places like Wembley Stadium. We're talking about matches where entire legacies are on the line. And all of that history, all of that tension brings us right here to the present day. Because this epic London rivalry has now been cranked up to a whole new level. On the biggest stage of them all, European club football's biggest prize. For the players, this is it. This is the one. The Champions League is the absolute pinnacle of club soccer. Winning it cements your team's place in history forever. And for American stars like Thompson, Girma, and Fox, this is the ultimate test and a huge reason they crossed the Atlantic in the first place. Okay, so in the first leg of their massive quarterfinal clash, Arsenal just came out firing at home. A really clinical performance. Goals from Blackstenius, Kelly, and Russo gave them a commanding 3-1 lead, which set up a ridiculously dramatic second leg at Chelsea's home ground, Stamford Bridge. And the game itself was this fascinating tactical chess match. You had Arsenal in their 4-2-3-1 trying to control the middle of the field, and then there was Chelsea with a 3-5-2, designed to stay compact and then just unleash lightning speed on the counterattack using, you guessed it, Alyssa Thompson's pace. And this is exactly how Chelsea almost flipped the entire game on its head in the first 10 minutes. Arsenal's defense pushes up, Chelsea wins the ball, and one quick pass sends Thompson flying into space. And she hit the post, not once, but twice using this exact strategy. It was a brilliant plan that nearly paid off, and it just shows you the tactical battle happening at the highest level. Okay, so if we zoom out for a second, this single, intense rivalry, it's really just a snapshot of a much bigger trend. What we're seeing here is reshaping the entire global landscape of women's soccer, from the transfer market all the way to how leagues are structured. Let's talk about the money, because the financial growth in Europe is what's fueling this whole power shift. The top women's clubs saw a 35% jump in revenue in just 1 year. Think about that. That kind of economic boom gives them incredible power to go out and sign the best players from anywhere in the world, including the US. But the NWSL is not just sitting back and watching this happen. Nope. It's making its own strategic moves. In 2026, the league is bringing in a new high-impact player rule. This will let teams spend up to $1 million outside the salary cap. It's a direct counterpunch, an attempt to get the power they need to attract and, maybe even more importantly, keep their biggest stars at home. So this rivalry, this single Champions League matchup, it is so much more than just a game. It's a huge flashing sign of a new era in global football. And it leaves us with this massive question. As the financial and competitive power of Europe's giants keeps growing and growing, what does the future hold for the balance of power in the world's most popular sport?